the Bayonne Bees all over the Bulldogs of Emerson in the first half by a score of 21-0. We are getting set for the second half kickoff with my partner, James Cavallo.
All right, Tony, Johnny Stewart set to kick off for the Bees. They lead 21-0. The two big plays to Clarence Bryant with the touchdowns, and the big one by Johnny Stewart as he blasts the kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. But it all started for the Bees with number 16, Johnny Stewart, going 97 yards on the kickoff. A good first half by the QB, Mike Walkowski. He had the option to Clarence Bryant for a touchdown, and Clarence Bryant going 78 yards on a screenplay for another touchdown, and that's where we're at.
Always humorous, Jim, to talk to the coaches at halftime to get the different perspectives of what they're thinking about. You talk to John Rickards, he says, hey, this team ain't going to give up on us. It's 21-0, but they can come back. We got to continue doing what we're doing. We know we got a good break there on the special teams. That's their second touchdown of the year on the special teams, and, he's worried about the Bulldogs coming back.
Here's Crespo on first down from the 20 for the Bulldogs. In motion is Pena. Crespo comes out throwing. First play, Crespo flushed out. Intercepted that time, and look out here. Bryant to the 10, to the 5. Clarence, touchdown.
Well, Emerson came out with the rollout pass. Clarence Bryant is doing his best impersonation of Deion Sanders. He scores from everywhere, this kid does. He scores in the backfield. He scores on defense. The total football player, Clarence Bryant, I believe that's his third touchdown of the game, and a fine interception as he steps in front of the offensive receiver for Emerson and just walks into the end zone.
Take another look. Crespo flushed out, goes wide, and there he is. Steps in front, Clarence, and look at the moves right here. Clarence Bryant, effortless, confident, overwhelming.
I'll tell you right now, Jim, this is not a good tackling Emerson team, and basically it comes down to the kids of Emerson High School having some pride and laying it on the line. You cannot allow him to get in the end zone the way he just did. Somebody's got to go after his legs. Somebody's got to put his body on the line, and somebody's got to make a tackle. You can talk about it, you can tell your kids to do it, but eventually a kid has to put it in his head that, hey, I'm going to put my helmet and my shoulder pads into this defensive back, and I'm not going to allow him to get in the end zone. And that time it looked like that those offensive players for Emerson were either giving up or afraid to make the tackle.
Clarence Bryant right there, as you say, Anthony. I mean, Emerson goes in to the locker room at the half. They got to come out and be a little fired up to try and make something happen in the second. The pass is picked off, and as you said, Clarence Bryant just whittled his way right through the offense there to get in, and you're right, someone's got to get in there and try and get him down. Someone's got to get angry for Emerson on that kind of play right there.
I was here during the week and watching Emerson practice, and Bruce Nascimento had his team going through tackling drills. He brought a mat out, and he had guys going through the technique of tackling. But somebody's got to put it in their heart and say, hey, I'm going to make a play now.
Short kick fielded by Frankie Johnson. Frankie wrapped up. But boy, Anthony, when you look at this game, first play of the first half for Bayonne, touchdown off the big kickoff. First play of the second half, touchdown off the interception. So Emerson really just putting themselves in an emotional hole to start both these halves by giving up just a quick strike touchdown.
I mean, you have to give credit to Clarence Bryant, but right now there's no fight for the Bulldogs, and somebody's just got to say, hey, enough's enough.
28-0 after Marky Wallace put the extra point through, his second conversion of the night. 2 touchdowns for the Bayonne offense, 1 touchdown for the Bayonne defense, 1 touchdown for the special teams. And back comes Crespo. His first pass of the second half, intercepted for the touchdown. Let's see what they do here. In motion once again is Pena. Here's Crespo. Rolling the same way. Looks like the same play. Crespo that time is going to be sacked. First man missed him, but the second man threw 65. Paulie Marco takes him to the turf.
Well, Paulie Marco got some help from his 2 defensive linemen who kind of slowed Crespo down, who's out there really on an island by himself on that play. And you said Marco came in and finished him off. As you see, Crespo back to pass, fakes the handoff. A good rush to the outside by Blankenship. And that time inside Harlan Moda didn't get him, slowed him down enough so that Paul Marco could sack him. And that brings up a second and long.
Loss of one on the play, second down and 11. Here's Crespo. Swings it out to the flats to number 85, Matias Trinidad. Matias works his way across the 20 up to about the 24-yard line, well short of the first down. It'll bring up third down and about 8.5.
But it's a positive play for the Bulldogs. And I've seen Matias play. He can catch. He's a good athlete. He's still understanding the game. You talk about a kid who's very raw. Is Matias. Makes a nice move here. Gets the football. Gets some positive yardage. Saw him catch a pass this season against one of their games up in Scotch Plains. And again, hasn't been playing football long, but has a real feel for this game athletically.
Third down and long. Here's Crespo looking to pass again. Over the middle, he goes well short of the receiver. Ball bounces. That'll bring up fourth down. That one was intended for number 20, Jose Brito.
Well, you know, this time, I mentioned before that Crespo might have wanted to release the ball a little quicker. That time, he might have wanted to hold on to it another second because he had Brito open, but he kind of rushed the pass, and it was short. So, you know, quarterback position, timing is everything, right, Jim? And just like in announcing, it's a game of timing. Right now, the Bulldogs will be forced to punt again. And they do trail in this game 28-0. And what you want to see now from the Bulldogs, if you're the coach, is somebody go up there and hit somebody.
Here's Legger in punt formation. Back deep is Johnny Stewart. Legger gets it off. Ball rolls towards Stewart. Stewart, just let this one roll. Check that. That was number 18, Jamal Lord. As he watches it roll, and Bayonne will take over once again.
That's the next best play if you're an Emerson coaching staff. Nobody returned because Bayonne has some very skilled players with Marky Wallace and Clarence Bryant. And anytime those guys touch the ball, looks like they can make things happen. And that time Emerson with a good punt, good coverage downfield, and no return for the Bees. There you see John Rickard, who was very pleased at halftime with his team, because when you play North Bergen, Jim, it's a 2-week sometime effect. It's the week you play them, and then the following week that you recover from them. But Bayonne has recovered nicely tonight.
And they lead by 28. Here's the first play. Handoff outside. It goes to Marky Wallace. Wallace stops short. Good pursuit off the left side that time. First man there was Legger.
And a heads-up play by Legger, who seems to obviously understand the philosophy that he's got to bring down the ball carrier in the backfield. When you get a chance to wrap up those ankles, it's probably the best way to bring down a skilled running back. Wrap him around, trip him up, bring him down.
Brought him down nicely that time for a loss of about 3 on the play, so that'll bring up second down about 13 for Bayonne. Ball sits just outside the 35-yard line. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Bees lead by 28. Emerson at this time just trying to get something positive going, and maybe the defense has got to be the one to step up and make a play and get them on the board. Timeout on the field right now.
Bruce Nascimento in his second year here at Emerson, desperately trying to turn around the misfortune of this Emerson program, who in recent years has been in a tailspin. In the 80s, Emerson was on top and won a state championship and some county championships, and they're trying to get it back to where they were in the 90s. We'll see if they can get it back in the second half.
There's a Johnny.
There's your score, 28-zip. Bayonne, second down and long. Flushed out as The QB Wilkowski still got it. Short pass inside, and he's got it. That man right there, Johnny Stewart. Stewart works across the 40-yard line. He'll be short of the first down, but nice job by the Bayonne there to make something out of nothing. Looked like Wilkowski was in all kinds of trouble. Held it. Finally dropped it off to Johnny on the spot.
Johnny on the spot, not an easy player to bring down, and you see Wilkowski
even faster on that replay.
Exactly. Nice block by Clarence Bryant. He takes out two Bulldogs, gives his quarterback some time. Nice catch. First defender misses the tackle, but the second defender for Emerson comes in, and he makes the tackle.
Here's the option out to Clarence Bryant. Clarence Bryant, right side. Clarence Bryant, and see ya. Good night, Irene. Clarence Bryant, touchdown, Bayonne.
A hell of a player Clarence Bryant is. He's having a night to remember. Last weekend, Bayonne was defeated by Marcus Battle, scoring 5 touchdowns. I think Clarence Bryant wanted to say, I'd like to try that one game, and now he's been a wrecking crew for the Bees. He got tackled a little late in that end zone, but here you see a great option play. Once this guy gets outside, a missed tackle by Pena, and he's off to the races, and he kind of slows up here, and Anthony Legger doesn't give up.
Oh, almost the old Leon Lett play right there. Good job by Legger, going hard all the way. And you're right, Clarence put the brakes on a little too soon. Didn't showboat, give him credit. He just slowed down thinking nobody was behind him.
And you know what?
Catches up, but
he may have paid for that play too. And I'll tell you, his coach will be the first one to tell him, keep running, unless he was injured as he was running midway through, maybe got a cramp. But he slowed up, and that's something you don't want to do. I mean, how you slow up? Legger is the one player tonight who has shown he's not giving up on this game, tackling or on offense, and he got a piece of him, and he may have even nicked him up.
53 yards as the extra point is blocked that time. But a 58-yard touchdown run that time for Clarence Bryant. He slowed up after about 55, and I don't think Clarence Bryant was slowing up anymore. He'll go hard to the end zone.
He may have been taught a valuable lesson. As you see, the block
extra
was
point
kicked.
Is blocked inside.
Looked like up by number 55 for Emerson. Juan Hernandez.
What a tough night for the Bulldogs as they trail 34-0 on their home field. And you got to like what you've seen out of the offense of Bayonne and the senior Mike Wilkowski running the option. He knows what he's doing, Mike Wilkowski, out of that option. He holds on to it at the right time. He options it off to Clarence Bryant. And Clarence Bryant hits the hole. Hello, Bernie. There's the sweet man. Look at Bernie.
Sweet man? I like that.
Bernie Sweetman, he's enjoying himself out there tonight.
Blowing a kiss to the audience.
Why not? Sharpshooter, Bernie Sweetman.
And once again,
low-angle stuff down there.
The weather holding up rather nicely, Jim, who was forecasting a torrential downpour.
Me and you got the umbrellas in hand tonight.
One more reason for Jimmy to get out of the forecast business.
I think we're about to be attacked up here in the booth by some of the cavalry.
I think
there's Legger. Crosses the 20. Legger up across the 30. Legger's got some room. Legger still going. There's a little spark right there out of the Bulldogs. Nice job by Anthony Legger.
Again, Anthony Legger has not given up on this game. He's the one player that he stands out for Emerson all over the football field, special teams, offense, defense, and he's telling the rest of his teammates, come on now.
That's a senior for you. No matter what the score is, still playing with emotion, still showing that, hey, we can still make some plays in this game.
Runs hard, gets some blocking up front, and then he gets to the corner, one man to beat, and that man was able to push him out of bounds, and it looked like it was.
And tack on a penalty on this play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, is the call. So Legger took it up close to the 50s. He's taking another look. Anthony Legger, look at him get the legs chugging right here. Full head of steam up across the 40-yard line. And a good positive play for the Bulldogs. As I mentioned, a big penalty on the play. So the ball goes all the way down to the 35-yard line, 36-yard line, as you see the ball sitting right there. So an excellent field position for Emerson. And let's see Emerson get on the board right here, put together a couple of positive plays, and get in the scoring column. First down for the Bulldogs. Here's Crespo, swings it out to Legger. Legger shaking the first tackle, Legger. And you can tell Anthony Legger has got some emotion right now. He wants to take this game, or at least this drive, onto his shoulders and try and get his Bulldogs on the board.
And then Bruce Nascimento should take the films of this game and show it to the rest of his players and say, this is the type of intensity that we need to play with on every play. This is what we're talking about. And the coaches are preaching this to the kids. And here you see Legger get outside, breaks a tackle from Blankenship, and we may have had a penalty on that play.
Watch 40 White on this play for Bayonne. He's going to watch 40 right here. Oh, right there. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Absolutely right there. The right punch thrown by Marky Wallace. As the play a moment ago goes to Legger once again for more big yardage, and Legger is getting off right now. We'll take another look at that last play. Anthony Legger working the ball downfield for the Emerson Bulldogs. Here's your replay right here. Legger off the pitch, left side, finds the corner, picks up a block, crosses the 30.
And Marky Wallace pushes him out of bounds. And right now, if you're Bayonne, you want to be careful around the sidelines, because in a game like this, officials will not let it get out of hand, and they will throw the flag and anything that looks close, Jim.
Ball on the 19-yard line. Here's Crespo, brings him up. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Crespo throws, swings it out. That's a lateral. That's a free ball right there. He gets on it. That's number 5, Marco Pimentel.
No, Frankie Johnson, who is, oh, you're right, it was Marco. They look a little alike. Excuse me, Jim. I'm so used to seeing number 3 out there on that hook and lateral, and it was number 5 who was unable to catch the football. I think the ball was put where he could have caught it.
Good job by Marco staying with it, though, because that was a free ball right there. That could have spelled disaster once again.
And Jamal Lloyd throws him out of bounds. Wonder if he knew.
They lost big yards in that play. All kinds of confusion for Emerson right here. 2nd down at 17. Here's Crespo. Crespo hands it off, keeps it. Crespo, he's in big trouble. Cannot get away. Look at all the white jerseys on Tommy Crespo, and the Bulldogs are in reverse.
Good pursuit by the Bees defense. They were swarming for sure. Crespo did a job of getting outside. He tried to cut in between the 2 Bayonne players, but they were able to trip him up. There you see they do a little misdirection. He almost fumbles the football. And finally, Blankenship wraps up those legs and brings him down. Elio Montos was the defensive end who forced Crespo back inside.
If we could second-guess Bruce Nascimento just an inch right here, we understand he's just trying to make some positives. But Legger is really the guy that got him there. They got the first down. On the first 2 plays, he goes away from Legger, and you can see what happens. He lost yardage. Legger on this drive playing with a lot of emotion, making things happen. And they stayed away from him on those first 2 plays, and they've lost 11 yards.
Well, the only thing I can say in defense of Bruce Nascimento, and the only thing that you could possibly say is, Jim, you're not playing defense, and you're not playing special teams. Anthony Legger is. That kid might be exhausted right now because he is playing with a lot of intensity. He's running the football left. He's running it right. And, you know, you got to come to a point where you say, we have to give this kid a break.
You're right, absolutely. And comes a point where the defense just starts keying on him, and Bruce Nascimento trying to get other guys involved to try and make his offense execute. There's a whole big picture here. A lot of season left for Emerson. And they just got to start executing on offense. And if you go to Anthony Legger every time, the defense will just start keying on him one-on-one, and they'll shut him down.
I think it's more having to do with the conditioning. I mean, eventually he's going to get tired. You got to spell him for one play.
3rd and 21. Here's Crespo. Crespo out to the little man, Frankie Johnson. Frankie working his way upfield. Picks up a few yards on the play. Will be well short of the first down. To bring up a 4th down.
Yes.
And about 15.
There's Frankie. I called him a couple plays back. Now, I was kind of thinking of that play, maybe. Frankie made something happen 2 weeks ago against Hudson Catholic. With less than a minute to go in a game, he took a pitch on a hook and ladder and went the distance, or almost all the way down to about the 3-yard line. And Emerson scored on the next play with 20 seconds to go, and they beat Hudson Catholic. And they need a few of those plays tonight, Jim, as they're down 34-0 with 3:55 to go. But they're trying to just put something positive together for next week and, you know, get out of here maybe feeling good about themselves in this third and fourth quarter now. You know, I mentioned before, Jim, that the 80s was a decade where Emerson, for the most part, was a pretty good team in Hudson County. In fact, won their share of county championship, won a state championship, sent a player to the NFL, Frank Winters, who plays for the Green Bay Packers. Now it's Bruce Nascimento's job in the 90s to get this program going. And he's going to give it his all, but so far tonight, it's the bees all over the Bulldogs.
Little trickery. Ball pitched out to Pena. Pena will come up well short of the first down, but nice play right there. Looked like the option was going to the same side, and around on the backside came Jeffrey Pena.
Tricked everybody but Marky Wallace, who has also been a player who's had a tremendous game tonight, Jim. Marky Wallace and Clarence Bryant, they're getting it done on both sides of the football, and you see most of the Bayonne team on the other side, except for Marky Wallace, of course.
Stayed home. Marky.
Good heads-up
Wallace,
play.
the man who threw that right-handed punch a few moments ago, still in the ball game. Luckily, none of the officials seen that for Marky, or else he'd be ejected, but
Marky
lost his cool for a second.
Marky plays with a lot of passion. You can definitely say that, Jim, and he playing with some fury tonight.
Here's a handoff inside, banging his way forward is Angel Sanchez. As some of Anthony's fans have made their way up towards us here in the broadcast booth.
Doing a scene from the chorus line?
Yeah, that's those guys, they got it going pretty good. We'll have to get a shot of them guys.
They are there over to our left.
Send them down there. It's lonely for us up here.
Hey, you see
where's our guys?
Oh, they got a little bash. We're not crazy. There are people there.
There they are.
There they are.
They just had the Rockettes going a moment ago.
Trying to stay warm.
Here's Wolkowski. Second back through is Marky Wallace. Marky Wallace right side up across the 45-yard line.
And I talked about Emerson trying to get back. I think Bayonne is in a similar situation where they also were feared.
Yeah, they are. Those guys are having some fun out here on a Friday night, Roosevelt Stadium.
They need to strap it up and maybe take some of that energy down on the football field. Where Bayonne, I think John Rickard is trying to get this team back to where they once were, and it looks like they've, you come to a point, Jim, where you can see the team turning the tide, starting to make the turn.
Here's Wolkowski across the middle. He's got a man across the middle. That's big number 88, Brian Blankenship. And Blankenship down to the 37. You're absolutely right, Anthony. You can see this Bayonne team just coming together every facet. They were solid on defense tonight. They've been solid on offense. Wolkowski's been executing, throwing the ball well, running the option well. They've been getting good plays on the special teams. Everything seems to be coming together.
Excellent catch by Blankenship, too, who was going one way, reached out with those big arms of his and showed some soft hands getting that ball in there. You start sending some players on to the Division I level, which Bayonne did. Lewandowski last year went on and walked on at Rutgers.
Here's Wolkowski on first down. Ball at about the 40. Here's a draw. Johnny Stewart. Stewart, right side still going. Plows ahead down inside the 35-yard line.
They also have George Myers, who's playing up at Syracuse, who is from Bayonne. So, you start getting those guys, and kids start seeing that, you can get your education paid for you, possibly.
Johnny Stewart shaking up on the play. Looks to be that left leg. See the run a moment ago. Oh, right there. I think he turned the ankle right there as he hit about the 35-yard line. And I think that was it. Johnny Stewart planted the left foot. Ankle turned a little bit. Johnny Stewart could be done for the night. You don't want him to run anymore on a tender ankle. With this game well in hand at 34-0 as we reach the final minute of the third quarter. If you take another look at that same replay, you'll see Johnny Stewart's ankle just turn on the pivot. Back comes Bayonne to the huddle. Out of the huddle they come, I should say. First down and long, big penalty on that last play. Another penalty coming up right here. Here's a keeper by Wilkowski. Wilkowski will chew up the penalty yarders they received a moment ago. That negated the Johnny Stewart run.
Good hustle by number 55, Juan Hernandez, that time the defensive lineman, to get downfield.
Watch Johnny Stewart. Watch the left ankle of Johnny, who pivots right here. Watch. Oh, right there. He turns the left ankle. You see him drop, pick it up in the air. And that will be it for Johnny Stewart. Hopefully, it's just a sprain.
I think we got a penalty on Bayonne that will bring back that last play.
Bayonne is clearly in reverse right here. A couple penalties.
Again, our referee tonight, Joe Paradise from LSU. Our umpire, Ed Van Kampen from Rutgers. Head lineman is Art Buster Edwards. They made sure I get that Buster part in there. And the line judge is Jim McKenna from Jersey City State.
Well, they got a long way to go right here. 30 yards for the first down for Bayonne. And there's another penalty. Make it 35, possibly. Now the motion right there, you'll see. Also, against the defense, so make it 25.
Officials starting to earn their pay tonight. They figured, the flag really hasn't been a factor in this game. Let's throw a couple and try to prolong this game a little bit.
You get cold. The hands get cold if you're an official. You want to start yanking that puppy out and tossing it.
Think they're getting paid by the hour here, baby?
Well, if you heard the horn, that will end this third quarter. Another good quarter for the Bayonne Bees.
34-0, Bayonne leading over Emerson.
Well, on a cool Friday night in October, the flag is not standing still, and either are the Bees. They're up 34 to bingo. We're back. Situation over the middle goes off the hands that time of number 44 for the Bayonne Bees. And that would be number 44 is Jesse Lewandowski.
Jesse's brother is the one I mentioned before, Ryan Lewandowski, who walked on at Rutgers, got injured, and will try out for the team next season. But here you see a nice throw by, you like the way he delivers the ball, does Wilkowski, but Lewandowski just was not in reach of that ball.
If his brother Ryan sees that, he's going to say, come on, Jesse, you got to come up with that one, young brother.
Now it's the end of the quarter.
If it hits your hands, you got to bring it in. But
now at the end
with a 34-0 game, he won't hold that against Jesse.
You know what, Jim? I think we officially have the end of the quarter now. And that one is our fault because we jumped the gun.
Well, I didn't jump the gun. The gun sounded. The time was put back on the clock. But if we check the tapes, you will clearly hear the horn sound.
Jimmy Cavallo, very personal, very touchy tonight, and he wants to blame it on the clock operator, the phantom horn. So we're going to have to be very sensitive with Jimmy and say, okay, Jim, but there you see it, Jim. It officially is now the end and the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, unless there's a fire truck parade in the neighborhood, I heard a loud horn. You can see we've reached the end of the quarter now, so Bayonne will turn it around. Ball is set at the 45-yard line. Mike Wilkowski comes up. He's played a rock-solid ball game for the Bees tonight. Here's a little option. They swing it out to Marky Wallace. Marky Wallace turns the quarter. Marky Wallace up to the 30. He's got room. Marky Wallace breaks free. Marky Wallace still going. And check this one out. Highlight time. Marky Wallace. See ya. Touchdown, Bayonne.
Marky Wallace with an incredible run that probably should have been stopped for a loss in the backfield. And there is a penalty bringing it back. And if you're Bruce Nascimento, you're very pleased with that, because that is a crushing type of run when he runs through almost 90% of your defense.
John Rickard shakes the hand of Marky Wallace, and Marky all for naught. Lots of moves, breaking tackles, really had it going right there. And what do you say? Let's take another look, says our primetime director, Rob Tamburo.
Now, Marky has shown a very good knack of breaking tackles, but he breaks two there, one more, and another one coming up right there. And Marky is putting on a clinic with his friend Clarence Bryant tonight.
On the mark. Let's take another look at this one. Watch Marky right here. Takes the ball. Now go left. Right here, right through the tackle. Right through here. Cuts it back left. Right back there. One more guy. And he's in. So we go back to the live action, and Marky got himself another handoff with not nearly the same results on this play.
Well, it's a little bit more difficult to run straight up the middle on the Bulldogs with 75 Julio Quesada there. And that time they ran right into the middle of the two big guys up front. And that's why there wasn't a lot of success for the Bees on that play. They've had some success going outside, and the option has given the Bulldogs fits. And you got to give credit to Mike Wachowski, because he has sold the option about as good as you can, and he's holding on to that football about as long as you can. And that's what it's all about when you're running that option.
He's run a textbook program tonight for the Bayonne Bees. Here's Wachowski to throw. Looks like another one of those screens. Wachowski's got the pressure, and he goes down. Good-looking play by Julio Peraza.
I'll tell you, Julio showed great speed. Did the 5'7", 145-pounder as he was shot up the middle like he was coming out of a cannon. Never gave up. Did the senior. And here he goes. Comes right into your living room, right up the middle. Doesn't go for any fakes or anything. Has one goal in mind: to bring down Mike Wachowski, and a nice play.
Taking a look at Wachowski. He felt the pressure. Thought he could use his speed to get out of there, but Julio was on the mark right there, and a nice job by Julio to take him down.
And a nice play also by Mike, because it's 35-0. He could have easily tried to force that play off to the sidelines and throw it out there. But he's saying, wait, it's not fair to our team, and it's not fair to our defense. Right now they're pitching a shutout. Let me just take this sack.
You know, if we could get a shot right here where the ball is, as compared to where the first down marker is, the ball is set on the 30-yard line. And Bayonne right now has to go all the way down to the 29 to get a first down on this play.
What is that song? One is the loneliest number. Well, the gentleman down by the 29-yard line is all by himself tonight with the holding the first down marker.
So basically, this is what you call 4th down and 41. You got to play. Hey, Coach, you got to play in the book to get a cool 41 yards?
Well, I know I don't have a play, but John Rickard, he just does what he's been doing all night. You either do the option play to Marky Wallace, or you run the option play to Clarence Bryant, or maybe even a screen, because with the way those guys break tackles and the way the Emerson team has been tackling, I don't think it's out of, a possibility here that they could get this first down, Jim.
Well, we'll see. Here we go. They're back in punt formation. There's where they got to go.
There. He's like, hey, guys, what about me?
Well, that's where they got to get to, but they will punt it away on 4th and 41. Punting his way is Marky Wallace, picked up by Legger, and Legger spinning, dealing his way across the midfield stripe, and there's no quitting Anthony Legger.
Well, 4th and 41, you probably don't. You do the same thing here, Jimmy, a punt. But
you'd hate to get 39 and come up 2 yards short.
Exactly. But they did the same thing. And like we said again, they're pitching a shutout. It wouldn't be fair to their team to try that right there.
So let's see, 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. If you're Bruce Nascimento and Emerson, you got to just say, let's try and build some positives. Let's try and execute. These are the same plays we're going to be using next week. Same set of plays we're going to be using in the season to come. Let's get the offense going here and just use this as an exercise in performance. Hey, it's game situation. First down, the handoff goes to the second, back through. squirts his way up for yardage, and that would be.
Looked like number 5, Jim.
Yes, it was Marco Pimentel. Or was it that man right there, number 24, Kenny Anoa? Yes, it was Kenny Anoa, as we have been informed from the truck.
And so a new running back was put in the game for one play.
Nice play. Picked up about 7 on that one.
Did Kenny.
Good job, young Ken.
5'5", 125 pounds.
So they are in Bayonne territory. Ball is just outside the 41. Referee's timeout right here. And that's all the time the referee needed.
125 pounds, Jim. Oh, I'll wait a second on that one.
Here's Crespo. Second down and short. Gives it to Legger. Legger breaks it off the right side. Legger still going. Anthony Legger up to about the 30-yard line. And Legger has the Bulldogs in motion right now.
Jim, Kenny Anoa, only a junior, listed about 100, 125 pounds. You know, in the offseason, Bruce Nascimento will make sure that he gets some food and some weight on, because if he's going to be the back next year, to feature back, he needs to get a little bigger, a little stronger, and he can just copy Anthony Legger, who, you know, has some weight on him, and you're going to need it.
He needs to get himself a spot at Mama Fusilli's table for the offseason.
Do you remember when you were 125 pounds, Jim?
Yeah, actually it was my first communion. Here's Crespo.
Until you ate, right?
First down and 10. Crespo, he will throw. Rolling left, Crespo. He's going to keep this one across the 30. Crespo, good move right here. He'll get the first down, and he crosses the 20. Tommy Crespo, what a good positive play right there.
And now the Bulldogs inside the 20 and trying desperately to avoid the shutout.
And on the other hand, Bayonne saying, let's keep it intact. Let's put up a 0. I heard. As you take another look at Crespo, tucked it under right there, put his head forward.
And guess who made the tackle? Marky Wallace, number 40, who has been all over the field tonight for Bayonne, stays at home, watches, waits, and just waits it out, breaks it, gets away from the blocker, Legger, and makes the tackle with a little help.
Here's Crespo, hands it off inside. Really nobody home right there up the middle. Good job by the Bayonne defense to stuff that one.
Antoine Kennedy also was on that last play, number 14. But a real breakthrough game, or a real impressive game for number 40, Marky Wallace, both offensively and defensively, and also Clarence Bryant. I think we've called those two players' names, it seems like, every 3 seconds tonight.
A good game, and they will sleep well on this October weekend.
Anytime the game of the week rolls into town, you know those guys want to get on that post-game show with Jim Cavallo. It's kind of the thrill of the week for them.
Second down and 18. Here's Crespo. Crespo to throw. Crespo looking end zone. He's got a man for a moment. Julio cannot take it in. Julio Espinal.
He had Julio.
I should say Jario Espinal.
He had him too. But he just overthrew him.
Jario Espinal.
That's one that Tommy Crespo, I would think, would like to have back.
5'10", 145 pounds. Goes Jario.
Looks like Bruce Nascimento starting to play some of his younger players.
Third down and 8. Here's Crespo once again. Crespo. Little delay draw inside. Nowhere going. That play never got off easily. Handoff was number 42, Joel Velez. And Joel did not have any room right off the bat. And that play was stuffed nicely by Bayonne. So it'll still be 8 yards between them and a first down. And you take another look.
Crespo's had some problems with the handoffs tonight and the snaps, and that's why that play was slow to develop. Looked like he had a problem getting the snap. As you can see, it kind of, he's lucky that there wasn't a fumble. He kind of gave the ball to the hip of Velez. And the headset comes off of Coach Rickard.
Looks good, Coach Rickard. Well dressed. His team played a nice ball game.
And there's a benefit to this, because once the game's over, he's all ready to go out for dinner. It's no problem.
That's right. Here's Crespo on fourth down. Emerson will go for it. This might be the last chance to punch it in. Crespo doesn't like what he sees and calls the timeout.
In fact, John Rickard may win at the end of the season the best dressed coach on the sidelines in Hudson County.
Wow. Who won that last year?
I think it's been a tie every year. There hasn't been a standout dressed coach in this county. Not known for its well-dressed. Rich Hansen, very, proper with his nice St. Peter's sweater, a little tie there, but not the blazer that John Rickard has.
Maybe you should give the award to Stinson. You were a little rough on him last week.
Coach Stinson doesn't need any awards from me. He's won 21 straight. Beat St. Peter's last week, ranked 6th in the Ledger poll. It's been a crazy year in Hudson County, kind of. North Bergen gets beat the first week by Teaneck in an unbelievable upset where they score a touchdown that's not credited to them. They're upset by Teaneck. Then they come back and defeat the #1 team in the state of New Jersey in Union. St. Peter's lose their first 2 games of the year, and not too many people had them losing to Paramus Catholic. Hoboken beat St. Peter's down in St. Peter's. So that's why they play the games. That's the old expression, and a lot of things happening this year in Hudson County.
Never a dull moment in the Big H, Hudson County. That's why you need a guy like the Fa charting every move. Here's Crespo on 4th down. Crespo over the middle. Ball batted away, incomplete. First man there on the defense was number 53.
Number 53 on our defense, and I tell you,
we search for the roster move right there.
Jason making a hell of a play.
Jason Niadowski. Take a look at Jason. Got the big left paw up there.
You see the linebacker, he was thinking touchdown here, but he couldn't bring it in, and he had some running room if he could have caught it.
Ball intended for Ramon
That's
Negro.
a linebacker's number, Jim. 53, gotta like that.
Your good friend Harry Carson, of course, wore that number for the Big Blue.
That's just think of linebackers, you think of 53.
You got it, baby. Good enough for me. 5:23 to go here at Roosevelt Stadium, just off Route 3, Union City. There's a handoff inside for Bayonne, moving the pile straight ahead up towards the 35-yard line.
So Bayonne does the job as they keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone with about 5 minutes to go in this game.
Angel Sanchez on the carry.
And they were beaten 33-0 last week. Check that, 34-0 last week.
33.
No, I was right the first time.
It was a battle.
And now they're winning 34-0. There you see John Rickard, who applauds his quarterback.
John Rickard, and he will go to 2-3 on the year. He's got some big games coming up. Nutley next week, then Dickinson and Ferris.
And a new quarterback in the game for Bayonne, as Mike Wolkowski probably had his best game of the season tonight, although Bayonne's offense did score 40-something points against Memorial.
Lord. Outside it goes to that man, Marky Wallace. And you take a look at the Bayonne schedule this year. Last year they had Hudson Catholic and Lincoln on their schedule. And they've replaced those teams this year with Nutley and Plainfield. So they've stepped up their schedule.
Well, they had to, Jim, because they gained nothing by playing Lincoln and Hudson Catholic. They're smaller schools, and that would hurt them around state playoff time as those power points become very important.
Power.
So now they've replaced them with probably equal-sized schools, and if they, even by playing them, sometimes you can get some points.
First down and 10. It's Jamal Lord in at quarterback, 6'1", 175 pounds, running the option a moment ago. Here's Jamal on first down. Jamal fakes the option, keeps this one. Jamal Lord into the secondary, cuts it left. Jamal Lord still on his feet. Jamal Lord to the outside. Jamal Lord down inside the 20-yard line. And welcome to the ball game, Jamal Lord.
Well, Jamal Lord playing out there as a defensive player, but we saw him on special teams also, and then he comes in at quarterback, and he says, I like this option type run. I can do this, and he fakes the pitch, and why not? Half the team does go towards Marky Wallace. He cuts it back, and some Bulldogs had a shot at bringing him down. Good job by number 23 of Emerson, who didn't give up on the play and finally brought him down, and that was Billy Martinez. Otherwise, Jamal Lord would have scored another touchdown as Billy catches up to him and drags him down.
Here's the option that time from Jamal Lord out to number 14, Antoine Kennedy.
And we were talking about before, Jim. Again, a lot of coaches know that Bayonne can be a sleeping giant. Bayonne, a large community with a lot of kids, and they do share the town with Marist High School, but Marist traditionally gets some players from all over. They don't just get them from Bayonne, they get them from Jersey City, they get them from upper Hudson County, North Hudson County. So Bayonne, with the right coaching staff, here we go.
Samuel Natoni.
Right up the middle for a positive yards, big run. But Bayonne has a chance with the right coaching staff now under John Rickard to put something together. And let me tell you something, there were some coaches looking at that opening when the job opened because of the unfortunate passing away of longtime coach Don Ahern. There were some coaches that were on present teams in this county that were coaching some pretty big schools that were saying, hey, I might be interested in that job.
Here's Lord once again on the keeper. Lord cuts it inside. Lord looking for the end zone. Lord, does he get there? Yes, he does. Well, he comes in the fourth quarter on the final drive of the game, and Jamal Lord takes it in for the Bayonne Bees, and he's got himself in the scoring column, and it's 40-0.
Jamal Lord liked that option play so much, he thought he'd try it again to the same side. Fakes it. Missed tackle, and he just waltzes into the end zone.
Well, you can't blame guys for just playing hard. It is a running play at that, even though the score was 34-0 with under 2 minutes left. And Jamal Lord has played tonight, but hasn't played on the offense, and he's just looking to make something happen for himself as they go for two. Here's Lord rolling right, looking to pass, pointing. Lofts one at the end zone. He's got a man, but it'll fall short. Penalties down on the play. We'll see what that is, but with 1:48 to go, this game is well in hand for the Bayonne Bees. They'll get their second win in 1996 and move one game closer to getting to 500.
They scored 47 points this season against Memorial. That was the most points they've scored in the game as they beat Memorial 47-18, Jim. But, you know, Bayonne takes out their starting quarterback, Wachowski, but Jamal Lloyd looks like he's a better runner. And he showed it on that last drive. This time he rolled out for the two-point conversion. And the pass just a little bit short, tried to put too much touch on it, and it was incomplete. So 40-0. Bayonne all over the Bulldogs.
Stadium. Ball is set on the 40-yard line, set for a kickoff. And
you know, for people who wonder sometimes if when we come out of break why we're talking, there's a never-ending battle between us and the truck between break. It gets ugly up here.
Jamal Lord kicks it off, a high lofting kick. Emerson will pick it up or try to release at about the 20-yard line. Mad scramble for the ball.
Emerson looking like they were the soccer team on that last team, trying to kick it to each other. And that's always a problem. You got to jump on that football right away. It ain't going to help you trying to pick it up with the feet.
Jose Nova taking another look from our blimp camera. Jose Nova off his shoulders, rattles around, tries to get on it. Hot potato, who's got it? You got it, I got it. Maybe my feet got it.
Unfortunately for the Bulldogs,
one more time.
Emerson got it, but
as we follow the flight of the ball here on Cablevision of Hudson County. Fine job, as always, by our crew. Everybody putting in a rock-solid effort.
Does that include you too?
You got it, baby. Emerson comes out, first down. 50 seconds to go in this game. Here's a little option keeper by number 23, Billy Martinez, into the game for the Bulldogs.
48 seconds.
As you heard right there, 48 seconds by the voice of the unknown.
Bernie Sweetman, our cameraman du jour, does it all.
He had a good time tonight. Final 30 seconds.
You know, the weather really held up, and for someone who was afraid of being outside where they weren't going to be covered, you jinxed us again. Made the crew go through this elaborate setup.
This might be the final play of the ball game for Emerson. Handoff inside, rattles around.
But you know what's going to happen. The second that we go on the field to do a post game, the sky will open up and we will be rained on, and we'll probably be soaked by the time this game is over.
Joel Velez, penalty marked off against Bayonne. Let's take a look at number 42 right there. Clock rolls on, and I promise this will be the final play of this contest. Emerson will fall to 1-3.
Bayonne improves to 2-3.
There's your horn. There's your tackle on the ball carrier. And that will do it. Number 18. With the last carry of the night for the Emerson Bulldogs, that was George Leone. And there's the man with his second win in his first year, his inaugural campaign, John Rickard for the Bayonne Bees. They will go to 2-3. With a big game next week against Nutley. They win that contest. That's a 500 ball team at 3-3. And for the Emerson Bulldogs, the night started out bad and got progressively worse. But Bruce Nascimento take his club into practice this week. They'll work on a few things. And I promise you they'll come out next week better.
I would think our players of the game, Jim, as you see Nascimento and Rickard discussing some things. If we can get a shot of the two coaches talking to each other right now. Sure, just going over some philosophy.
Players shaking hands. I don't want to read into that, but it doesn't look like our traditional coaches rap. I'm sure it is. Just talking things over. A couple Hudson County coaches. Well,
we'll be back. Marky Wallace, Clarence Bryant, Mike Wachowski.